guys, welcome aboard. We're going to be having a little bit of European fun over here today, flying our Lufthansa Airbus A320, but we're going to be flying it in France. So we're going from Bordeaux over to Marseille, and let's not dilly-dally over here. Let's hop into the plane, get everything fired up. Airtime today is going to be about 55 minutes or so, so let's not screw around on the ground too much. I'm going to go ahead and we'll get our volumes on over here, and we'll get our battery 1 and 2 on, external power on, and let's load our flight plan here really quick. Should be interesting flight into Marseille. They're having a little bit of weather there, so we'll see how that all works out. All right, we'll let GSX do the loading here, so hopefully it won't be too long.
On its way. Boarding requested.
All right, super. Let's go ahead, get up top over here. We'll get our navigation fired up and aligning, oxygen on, and we'll get all our fuel pumps on right at this time. Get the cabin temperature set. We'll get our strobes to auto, nav and logo lights on. Crank that up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start the APU. So we'll put the master on right there and give it a few seconds. And we'll put the no smoking sign to auto emergency lights armed, and we'll go ahead and start the APU. Cycle of our spoilers right there.
Fuel truck is in position.
All right, let's take a look out here.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
We can go ahead and listen into the cabin over here.
For storing your hand luggage, unless you're sitting in the first row on an emergency exit row. Thank you.
Passengers boarding starting.
All right, boarding started over there. Let's go down here. We'll go ahead and get our lights on here. I always like to have some lights on in the cockpit. Transponder to auto. Let's jump into the McDo, get her fired up here. We'll do the initialization. We'll request our flight. And we are Lufthansa 77 today. Now, as far as cost index, looks like it's 34. It's not a very low, wrong one, clear, 34. And we're going up to 33,000 feet. We'll get our winds requested here. I'm going to turn that down just a little tiny bit. Okay, that looks good. We'll clear out all of the informational messages. Let's go over to the flight plan here. So this is a little interesting because we're going to have a tailwind on arrival into Marseille. But hey, that's the way they're doing it today. Okay, departing out of Bordeaux, runway 5. And we're going to take the, I can't even know how to, I don't know how to say these departures here in Europe, but it's the Ablo 6Q, Ablo 6Q. All right, make sure we pick the right one right there. And we'll insert that into Marseille today. Like I said, we're going to have a tailwind here, but we're going to be doing ILS Zulu, runway 31 right. So let's go ahead and find that one. Zulu 31 right. And arrival is going to be FJAR 1 Lima. FJAR 1 Lima. And our via transition for the approach is going to be Lipsu. I will enter that. The nice thing in Europe here, they always, there's no discontinuities or anything like that. They pretty much just all flow together, so it's always nice. Let's go ahead and get our altitude set here for, what do we say, 33,000? Yes. There we go. We'll come over here. We'll do our departure performance 5. It is dry over here, and you can see that the folks are coming on board over here. We'll load our sheet here and get our packs on, sync the weather, and you can see our weather right here. What do we got? QNH of 1014. We'll calculate that, send that to the McDo. And pretty much done right there. Let's just take a quick look at the flight plan down here. I'll jump over so I can see any chats going on. Alright, you depart over here, head basically east. Do a little quick turnaround right there and right into runway at 31 right. Alright, that looks good. Alright, let's go ahead and get our APU bleed on, since we're fired up already. And we can actually open the door over here.
Good evening.
Watch the passengers boarding there, and we can watch
Hello.
watch our lovely flight attendant there greet them.
May I see your boarding pass, sir? Bitte hier entlang. Welcome on board. Welcome on board. This way. This way, please. Darf ich Ihren Bordpass sehen? Welcome on board.
And so with the GSX Pro 3.0, the newest version there, we actually have the passengers getting seated. There used to be ways to have them just kind of walk down the aisle, but now we actually get to
Meine Damen und Herren, herzlich
sit there
willkommen
and see them
Bitte nutzen Sie zum Verstauen des Handgepäcks auf dem Platz unter dem Vordersitz.
taking their
außerhalb der
seats,
ersten
which is
Reihe
pretty
und in den
neat.
Notausgangsreihen. Vielen Dank.
This way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Please also use the space under the seats in front of you for stowing your hand luggage, unless you're sitting
Alright,
in the
we'll
first
see you
row
guys
on the
later
emergency
there. Let's
exit row.
close the
Thank you.
door. Looks like all the passengers are on board over here. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, just about the last few of them getting seated. Fuel is all good and loaded. Let's go ahead and put the seatbelt sign on now. We should just be waiting here for our baggage to arrive here. The guys are coming on board here, or on the side. Not a ton of bags here, so hopefully this goes pretty quick. And while we're doing that, let me go ahead and give you the big picture here. We'll do our little flight briefing. So there's our flight. That's where we are, Europe. We're going to be taking off the west coast over here in Bordeaux. Basically taking a clean shot over here to the Mediterranean and a little left-handed approach into Marseille, which I do have the Payware airport here, so it looks real nice. Like I said, there's a little bit of weather over here. We'll take a look at that too. Let me pull that up. I am using real world weather, so yeah, okay, let's see here. Yeah, it looks like we got a low right there in the northern Mediterranean. And we're kind of on the cold side of it here. Let me show you what this looks like. So you can see our Bordeaux to Marseille down here. And there's that low pressure system sitting just off the coast of Italy. And we're getting a few showers coming into the area here in Marseille. Let's take a look at the actual weather here. So there we go. Airports. That's not what I wanted. Airports. Yeah, that is what I wanted. Bordeaux. Bordeaux. Boy, I can't talk this morning. So nice over here. Winds 030 at 9, a little bit of variability there between 360 and 100. Otherwise, Cav OK. That means VFR. Temperature of 28, and we did say 1014 for our QNH. Going into Marseille here, though, look at this weather. They currently have 150 at 13, unrestricted light rain. Few at 26, scattered 28, broken 76. TCUs, that's towering cumulus. So just before they get really big thunderstorms, they're medium thunderstorms. And then tempo, they have some gusty winds here, variable 15 to 25 with light thunderstorms, scattered CVs at 10,000 feet. So, like I said, should be interesting arrival into Marseille. And yeah, we are getting that tailwind there. We'll see how that works out. All right, what do we say here? 1014. Let's go ahead and set that. The IRSs are aligned. How are we doing on our baggage loading here? Almost there, about a third of the way done. Kind of interesting here. They have them come out and walk out. If we had a far spot farther out someplace, we would have been we would have had a bus pull up if we were in one of the other spots there. Looks like they're on their last cart here. Hope everybody's having a good Monday morning here.
Meine Damen und Herren, herzlich willkommen bei uns an Bord. Bitte nutzen Sie zum Verstauen des Handgepäcks auch den Platz unter dem Vordersitz, außer in der ersten Reihe und in den Notausgangsreihen. Vielen Dank. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Please also use the space under the
So
seats
flight time today is, we can double check, I believe it was 55 minutes.
Thank you.
327 nautical miles, so we're going up to 33,000 feet. Yep, I've got that set. Clear those messages out. Let's go ahead and hop into the AOC, receive messages. We'll wait to get our final departure calculations there. Departing runway 5, looks like we'll be pushing back. So, just so you know, runway 5, we're going to be going all the way down here to the lower left. So, we got a taxi all the way down here. It looks like it'll be a pushback facing nose to the left. Alright, there we go. They got the bags. Let's go ahead and send that information over to McDo. And that looks good. We can pop over here. Sync our route. And actually I gotta take a look at our ground services. Let's go ahead and just verify. Yep, we've got APUs on. Bleed is on. We can disengage the ground power unit, get the chocks off, get that last door closed there. They're always late on that one. Okay, request pushback. Alright, and there's our
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
pop back in here and grab our message. There we go, our final load sheet. And we'll just go ahead and accept that. Go over to performance.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pas inserted.
Get the beacon on. I'll take a quick final look here for the at our weather, see if anything's changed. No. Wind 030 at 9, still QNH 1014. All right, we said nose left.
Release parking brakes, please.
All right, parking brake on.
Starting push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
All right, starting number 2.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight.
Bright out there today, huh?
Meine Damen und Herren, ich begrüße Sie auch ganz herzlich an Bord unseres A320. Zusammen mit meinen Kollegen bin ich für den Kabinenservice heute verantwortlich.
Alright, number 2 is firing up. Keep an eye on that.
Schalten Sie jetzt auch bitte alle Mobiltelefone und andere Geräte mit Sendefunktionen entweder in den Flugmodus oder vollständig aus. Auch elektronische Geräte an Bord finden Sie im Lufthansa-Magazin. Gemeinsam mit meinen Kolleginnen und Kollegen wünsche ich Ihnen nun einen angenehmen Aufenthalt an Bord. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to add my welcome to that of our captain. Together with my colleagues, I will be responsible for the cabin service on your flight today. Please fasten your seatbelt now and pull it tight. Please make certain that your mobile phones and all other electronic devices with transmission functions are either switched to flight mode or switched off completely. If you would like to know more about using electronic devices on board, please read the information in your Lufthansa magazine. My colleagues and I, we hope to make your stay with us pleasant and a relaxing one. Thank you. Meine Damen und Herren, nur noch ein paar Hinweise zu Ihrer Sicherheit. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like procedures. Wir zeigen Ihnen jetzt, wie Sie Ihren Sitz kurz schließen und wieder öffnen können. Your seatbelt is fastened and unfastened like this.
Alright. Good start on number 1.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brake on.
Sollte der Druck in der Kabine sinken, fallen
Ignition
automatisch
normal.
Sauerstoffmasken aus der Kabinendecke. Ziehen Sie eine der Masken ganz
Transponder
zu sich
to
herunter, um den Sauerstoffluss zu
TARA
starten.
auto.
Drücken Sie sie dann auf Mund und Nase und streifen Sie das
Spoilers
elastische
armed.
Band über Ihren Kopf. Danach helfen Sie
And
Kindern
auto
und Personen,
brake
die Hilfe
max.
benötigen. In the unlikely event of a loss in cabin pressure, oxygen masks will
APU bleed
automatically
off,
drop from the
APU
cabin
master
vacuum.
off.
Pull the mask down fully to start the flow of oxygen. Cover mouth and nose with the mask and secure it by pulling the elastic strap over your head. Then assist any children and people who require assistance. Unter jedem Sitz ist eine Schwimmweste. Auf Anweisung der Crew ziehen Sie die Weste über den Kopf. Führen Sie den vorne angebrachten Gurtarm um Ihre Hüfte und schließen Sie ihn. Ziehen Sie ihn dann fest. Unmittelbar bevor Sie das Flugzeug verlassen, ziehen Sie an dem roten Grip, um die Weste aufzublasen. Wenn Sie das Flugzeug durch ein Notfenster verlassen, blasen Sie die Weste erst außerhalb auf. Falls erforderlich, benutzen Sie den roten Mundschlauch, um die Weste aufzublasen. Die Signallampe leuchtet bei
See
Kontakt
where
mit Wasser
our
automatisch auf.
marshaller is.
There is a life vest under every seat. When instructed to do so by the cabin
There she
crew,
is.
pull the vest over your head. Pass the the belt around your waist once and fasten the clasp. Then pull the belt tight. Just before you leave the aircraft,
Right, I see
pull
the
right tab
disconnect
to inflate
pin.
the vest. If you leave
Taxi
the
light
aircraft
on.
through an overwing exit, do not
Alright,
inflate
let's
the
do a
vest
quick
until
control
you are
check over
outside
here.
the aircraft.
So,
If necessary,
full
blow into the
left,
red tubes to inflate the vest or top up
full
the air.
left now,
Signal
full
lights
right
up
that was
automatically in
left.
protective mode.
Full up, elevator, full down,
In der Sitztasche finden Sie eine Informationskarte mit allen
rudder right,
Sicherheitshinweisen. Bitte prägen Sie sich besonders die Lage der
rudder
Notausgänge
left.
ein. Sie sind
Okay,
mit dem Wort
that looks
Exit
good. A little bit of a
gekennzeichnet.
wiggle right there, but hey, I'm getting a new Airbus joystick today actually, so this will be the last time I have to deal with my little funky jittery rudder. Okay, that looks good. We'll get our weather radar on, and flaps 1 down 03 right there, looks good. Parking brake off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this flight is a non-smoking flight.
Let's get ourselves out of here. Hey, takeoff config, check,
Meine Damen
normal.
und Herren, zum Start stellen Sie bitte Ihre Rückenlehnen senkrecht und klappen die Tische zurück. Passagiere an einem Fensterplatz werden gebeten, die Sonnenblende zum Start zu öffnen. Wir wünschen Ihnen nun einen guten Flug. Ladies and gentlemen, for takeoff, please ensure that your seat is in upright position and your table is folded away. Passengers seated at the window seat are kindly asked to open the window shades for takeoff. Thank you and enjoy your flight with us.
Alright, so we go left here, then right, and then left on Papa 4. Okay, so next left. This is the default airport, I believe. Scenery here at Bordeaux. Can't remember, I might have downloaded a freeware version of it. Yeah, I think it's actually a freeware version I downloaded from flightsim.to. Alright, left here on Papa 4. And then all the way down to our runway.
Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Okay, thank you, Julie. I believe that was her name. Alright, terrain radar on. Nice day over here in eastern, or I should say western France. Alright, let the crew know we're ready to go. Alright, clear left and clear right. And we are runway 05 has been verified. Alright, landing lights on. Flex power set. Airspeed's alive, 80. 100, E1, rotate, positive rate, gear up, that's a nice looking airport for freeware. Alright, spoilers disarmed. Climb throttle set. And flaps 0, speed check. Autopilot on. And we'll quiet that down for the rest of the flight there. So like I said, our flight time here should be about 55 minutes, and of course I forget to hit the chrono there, so let's do that now. Nice view of the city here. We're actually gonna kind of turn around it.
Meine Damen und Herren, da jederzeit unerwartete Turbulenzen auftreten können, sind Sie verpflichtet, sich anzuschnallen, sobald Sie Ihren Sitzplatz eingenommen haben. Dies gilt auch dann, wenn die Anschnallzeichen ausgeschaltet wurden. Ladies and gentlemen, as turbulence can occur unexpectedly at any time, you are required to have your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. This also applies if the seatbelt signs are switched off.
Okay, let's go back to standard there. I think I had my mic off there. I was saying that we get a nice view of the city as we turn around it here. And you can see the clouds up ahead. That's where we're headed. Alright, landing lights off. Yeah, pressurization looks good. And there's 10,000 feet. Let the cabin crew know and turn our seatbelt signs off. Now, as far as the arrival into Marseille, it looks like they're switching runways on us here. We're going to be taking, what was it, 3-1 right. Currently, they are using 1-3 left. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that. And then let's see what we've got for arrivals. Oh, let's see here. 1-3 left. I wonder if we could. It'll still take us kind of down over the coastline, but then we kind of cut across a little bit, so. So we were going to be kind of coming down here to the south and then landing this way, but now we're going to be landing in the opposite direction. So runway 13 left is right here. And you can see our arrival takes us down this way. We could change the arrival. No, that's all they've got down there. So that's actually the only arrival we have. Whoa, what happened there? There we go. Go ahead and hit cancel there. So we'll keep the arrival, but we'll take the approach from here. ILS Zulu. For 1-3 left. That kind of takes us around this way, around the city there. So we'll, instead of going all the way down here, we'll kind of cut across here a little bit. I think we'll do that. All right, so we won't be doing this southern leg right down here. Starting to see a little bit of that cloud cover already. All right, let's go ahead and play around with our little arrival here. So we're going to do, what did we say? ILS Zulu 13 left. ILS Zulu 13 left. There we go. We're still going to do the Badger 1 Lima. Arrival. I guess we could do no. No, we'll do it. Okay, because that's the way it goes. So that's that. And then we're gonna go via FJR. No, Celine. Celine. Let's insert that. Take a look over here and see what that looks like. Cruising on down. Yep, that looks better. We kind of, yep, do that little turn at Celine. And then back around into 13 left. So that looks good. Zoom out here. All right, 19,000 feet. Checking my pressurization down here. Yep, cabin pressure looks good. As we fly over the French countryside down here. Now, as far as terrain goes, we'll get into some higher terrain there once we get a little bit closer to the east coast. Right over through this area. You can see that's where we are right now. Alright, everything's looking good here. Got another, about 11,000 feet to go for our climb. I'll give you the forward view here. And I'm going to actually pop out of the cockpit here just for a second. Take a quick break and warm up my coffee. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. And as always, I always forget to do my top menu bar here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Let's put our flight in here. Where were we? LFBD. We're going to LFML. Our call sign is LH, what did I say, 77? Right. We've got that set, and I think I got to refresh my cache here really quick. There we go. We should see that at the top of the screen now. So just so you know here, so it gives us you a little bit of information. You got our departure, arrival, identifier, estimated time of arrival, that's Zulu, and you can see the clock behind me right there. We are in the real world. So we're currently at 1640 or so. We'll be arriving at 1706, so almost there. Our call sign, aircraft A320. Current altitude or current ground speed, current heading, and vertical speed here. Although sometimes these kind of get a little bit goofed up. Whoops. Don't know what the heck I did there. Alright, let's see here. So we got a little bit of traffic up ahead. 9,300 above us, and passing off to the right. There he is. I can see the contrail already. No factor. And for the sun being behind it, it's pretty bright in here. Let's go outside here for a second. I'm going to go ahead and turn the volumes down. can always have a little bit of fun here. I'm in the drone right here, so I might screw this up, but we can get some nice views of the Fenix A320. Okay, I think I had enough fun there. I really got to map my Xbox controller to the views there. About 3,500 feet to go. And then our top of descent here is only 89 miles away. Looks like we're getting a little bit of those bands from the backside of that low. Let's go ahead and request our weather over here. So we'll pop in here. And get the latest weather out of Marseille, LFML. Go ahead and send that. And since we're already coming up pretty close to our top of descent here, let's go ahead and put our arrival information in there. So yeah, 24th at 16:30 Zulu. Here, let me zoom in here a little bit. And auto observation winds 150 at 11, so we can put that in. Unrestricted biz, they do have that towering cumulus. Temperature is 23 and QNH 1011. Now, as far as our, still have the tempo group there with some gustier winds and a light thunderstorm and rain showers. Now, as far as our arrival and our altitudes here, let me go ahead and bring that up. Trying to pull up my chart for that. One, 3 left, approach. Let's see here, runway. This is interesting. So is it a side step? Do we not have an approach for 1-3 left? It's rather funky here because, oh, I'm looking at Bordeaux. Idiot. Let's go to airports. There we go. Okay. Take a look at charts. Approach. 1-3 left, and we are doing the ILS think it was Zulu. Go back here. ILS Zulu 13 left. ILS Zulu 13 left. That's the one. There we go. Alright, and our final altitude, decision height at 208 or 200. Boy, all of that just to get our radio altimeter at 200, which I already knew was 200. Alright. Got our arrival information set. And since we're off network here, meaning we're not talking to ATC, we are cleared all the way down to 4,000 feet, which is the final approach fix, or final approach altitude. That guy go by us? Yeah, he went that way. There he is. Always cool. I like seeing the contrails go by. Alright, and top of descent 49 miles, so let's go ahead and bug that down on the autopilot, 4,000. There we go. We can take a look at the latest weather too. Or at least take a look at the radar and satellite. Yeah, just starting to get the bands here just low. Looks like it's kind of just retrograding up a little bit. So just getting the cold sector Comma cloud bands over here. We might get a little bit of shower activity. Take a look at the radar, yeah. So there's a few showers coming through. And then we'll be coming down and around and then landing to the southeast. Got about 40 miles to go to our top of descent. There we go. Here's some of that hillier terrain we can finally take a look at. A lot of farmland down here. And we're right there. Kind of hard to see. I wish they made the actual aircraft a different color. You know, made it red or something, or bright orange or something like that. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of wind here. Let's see what we're bouncing around a little bit. Yeah, 63, 62 crosswind right there. I'm going to go ahead and put the seatbelt signs on now. But before we do that, we will let the cabin crew know we're going to be doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fasten seatbelt sign has now been turned on. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Yep, that's me whenever I fly. I'm the guy that's got his head like this in the windshield or in the window. All right, about 20 miles to go to top of descent. So we can quickly take a look at our arrival performance here. We're no longer landing 3-1 right, we're landing 1-3 left. I'm going to go ahead and say medium for braking, because we might have a little bit of the shower activity here. We'll refresh that, apply that. Let's come down here and get our arrival weight. 60.5 plus 3.4 is 63.9. So let's put that in there, 63.9. And low braking, we're actually going to have max reverse here. Should be good, so we're good for a low braking auto brake. We'll go ahead and set that right now. So we got a company message here. And it said, let's see, 8XN for 1 minute, delay card, okay, blah, 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 yeah. That's because our time was a little skewed there from the time I created the flight plan and the time we actually took off. All right, 10 miles to go. You can see the coastline already here. That should be interesting to see what the winds are going to be like down there. All right, 5 miles. All right, 2.5 managed descent. Let's just watch the scenery go by, huh? Constantly getting little dog hairs. Benjamin, the co-pilot's getting his hair all over the place. So far, looking pretty decent, at least off in a distance there. So, Marseille, here's our airport right there, if I'm not mistaken. kind of hard to tell with the fuzz. I'm trying to follow the coastline around here. It might actually be a little bit farther. It might actually be off over here. Just going to take a quick look at the latest weather here again. Let's see. Winds out of the southeast at 11. So we'll have that tempo group in there though. So, like I said, this is a pay-where airport here in Marseille that I got. So it looks pretty good. Looks real nice. And I got it because it was kind of, well, centrally located to where I wanted to be flying. So throughout the Mediterranean and Spain, Germany, France, all that stuff, Italy. And I've been doing, well, several flights throughout the area here just to get myself a little bit more familiar with it. Since I'm more used to flying in the States, it's a little bit different here in Europe. Some things I like, some things are a little goofy. Like, I like the lower transition altitude of 5,000 feet, generally. Sometimes it varies a little bit depending on where you're at, but instead of 18,000 feet in the States, I like that. But then some of the, well, a lot of the approaches and arrivals are just preset, so I don't have to kind of screw around with getting from the end of the arrival over to the approach. It's just they connect kind of thing, where in the States sometimes there's a little bit of vectoring around and stuff like that, whereas for the most part a lot of the approaches here in Europe just, you know, connect right to the approach. I should say the arrival connects to the approach, which makes it a little bit easier. Although a lot of times the arrivals are a little wonky. I think they do it for sound abatement and different reasons, but a lot of times they're sort of zigzaggy all around, you know, instead of a direct shot. Yeah, I think I was wrong. I think our airport is off in a distance over there. I was kind of pointing over here, I think. A little bit farther. So we do kind of scoot off the coast here, right along the coastline there, before we make our left-hand turn inbound. Now, as far as the next flight, we're going to be flying in Europe. So, because I did say that I've got the new joystick. I normally fly with the Thrustmaster 1600M and throttle, and I have it configured where my joystick is on the left-hand side, and my throttle is actually reversed and on the right hand side. If you're familiar with the throttle, it's more of a fighter jet throttle, but the way I have it set up, it works fine for an airliner. But I got the dedicated Thrustmaster A320 Captain's Pack, which I'm looking forward to. This should be arriving here any minute. It might actually be sitting at the front door already, I'm not sure. So I'll be screwing around with that, and then yeah, for Wednesday our flight will probably be, well, I don't know, someplace over here. We'll see how long of a flight we want to do, and I try to keep them, you know, under an hour. But you know, with the airliners, they you tend to spend like a good 20 minutes at least on the ground before you even get in the air. Speaking of, how's our time over here? So we're coming up to roughly an hour so far in sim time, but air time right around 35 minutes or so, because I started at about a minute late just after departure here. But that's showing 34 minutes. So I want to keep the streams sort of a little bit, you know, under an hour. So it's kind of short hops like this. So it'll be, who knows, maybe I'll fly out of here. I'll find maybe Geneva. It's kind of close. Zurich. Or possibly Rome or something like that. We'll see. There's a nice view of the Mediterranean, French Mediterranean coastline here. I think we might get lucky and not have any thunderstorm activity there, it looks like, at the airport. So our airport is right there. We were going to kind of come around this way and land that way, heading to the heading over the hills here. It's a lot. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a San Diego approach here. Kind of come in over the hills here. It's got a higher glide slope descent angle, but instead we're coming around this way, landing the opposite direction. So. But as you can see, this is kind of a little bit of a, not as bad of an example of the approach coming all the way around. It's like, why don't I just cut right here and go to the approach, or go directly to the approach? Probably because people over here don't want airliners flying over them. Alright, I'm holding at 10,000 feet here, and if I take a quick look at our arrival here, yep, it's below 10,000 at our next waypoint that we're coming up to. Then we'll make our way over to the actual ILS approach. Alright, so 10,000 feet, we'll go landing lights on. I'll let the flight crew know. Well, it's a quick, if not a little bit of a scenic flight. Yeah, I think the next flight will be over to either Geneva or Zurich. So it's a nice little hop around the Alps.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Okay, so let's brief the approach over here really quick. I guess I could do it right here, huh? Do it the proper way. Go approach chart, and we're looking for ILS Zulu 13 left. Let's see here. RNAV, ILS Zulu 13 left. And so there we are. Zoom in here a little bit. So basically we're going to come around and head in that way. We got to do a little bit of a maneuvering here over the coastline, over the bay, over the, I don't know what that's called. But final approach course will be 132. We'll pick it up, the glide slope at about 4,000 feet and head on down. So pretty straightforward little approach. Now you can see our terrain does start to lift over here. We're at the very beginning of the hilly terrain there, heading off towards Monaco, off in the distance. And there's our airport right there. You can see they extended the runway kind of off into the, I'm going to call it the bay there, or whatever it's called. Now, as far as arrivals, I saw my GSX was acting a little funky here, so we might just have to, there it goes. That kind of updated as we were going. Let's take a quick look at the map, see where we will be parking. I know where I normally park here if I was flying in and out of here. There we go. So we'll be coming in over the bay here, and we'll make a left-hand turn, probably either at Delta 6 or 7. And as far as parking spots, let's see here. Yeah, we'll actually get off probably Delta 6, head back down here, and then park at one of these gates here. 7 Alpha looks like a good one. It's usually the one I have been picking here. So let's see if we can do that. Come on, GSX. Let's see. 7 Alpha. Parking spots, suitable parking. Gate. These things unfortunately don't line up, so I'm kind of, let's see, 8 Alpha. Yeah, see, unfortunately the gate numbering here does not line up with what I have on Navigraph, so I gotta work on that or figure that out. So we're just gonna eyeball it. We'll pick a nice gate and park at it. All right, we're making our downwind. Alright, and our altimeter was 1012 now. There we go, that's set. Now we'll get our decel point over here and start getting slowed up. Now you can see why they bring the airplanes out over here. There's nothing over here. Alright, there's our decel point. We'll let the airplane get slowed up over here as we make our turn towards final. I guess this would technically be a base. Alright, flaps 1, speed check. I'm going to bring the volume back up to 50 for the arrival. Landing system armed. We're about 16.6 nautical miles out. Alright, and approach mode armed. A little bit of a haul here. Okay, flaps 2, speed checked. And glide slope and localizer are captured. Now, currently got a little bit of a tailwind here. We'll see if that turns around as we get a little bit closer. They're still reporting 14 minutes ago, winds 150 at 10. Miles.
$2,500.
Check. Okay, 6 miles, gear down. some spoilers to get ourselves slowed up over here. Flaps 3, speed check. Spoilers down, flaps full. And spoilers armed. Okay, autopilot off. By airplane. Winds are starting to kind of turn around a little bit here. Coming out of the right now. Landing.
Minimum. 100.
Light slow. Light
50,
slow.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Spoilers up. Thrust reverse is full. Manual braking. Alright guys, welcome to Marseille here. So we gotta taxi down a little bit farther. Alright, flaps up, spoilers down.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte bleiben Sie noch so lange angeschnallt sitzen, bis wir unsere endgültige Parkposition erreicht haben und die Anschnallzeichen über Ihnen ausgeschaltet wurden. Der Kapitän und seine Crew danken Ihnen, dass Sie heute Lufthansa und die Star Alliance gewählt haben. Wir wünschen Ihnen hier noch einen schönen verbleibenden Tag oder gegebenenfalls eine angenehme und sichere Weiterreise. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember to keep your seatbelt fastened until the captain has switched off the seatbelt signs above your heads. We, the entire crew, would like to say goodbye to you now. We thank you for having chosen Lufthansa and Star Alliance and wish you a pleasant stay here and, above all, a safe onward journey. Take care, bye-bye, and auf Wiedersehen.
That's we made it to Delta 6 here. We'll make a left, head down, and grab an empty gate. Get slowed up here just a little bit. So like I said before, yeah, this airport is payware. We're gonna take a, let's see here, a right turn. Right over here where that British Airways guy is taxiing. Yeah, Golf 6. I got a Ryanair cutting us off. And looks like we got another Air France pushing back. I think actually we'll take this 3 Bravo gate. We'll see where he's pushing back to. All right. Get our proper landing lights off and taxi. There we go. And we'll take 3 Bravo right here. What I think I need is a new GSX profile for the airport. Actually, I think this is the first one. I think I downloaded this one, and it's the first time I'm using it. That's why the gates didn't line up. Or they aren't what they're supposed to be. Okay, taxi light off. We'll wait for this tug to get out of our way. Or we'll just make believe he's not there. Right there's good. Parking brake on. Let's go ahead and get engine 1 and 2 on, transponder off. We'll get our weather radar off.
Cabin crew, all doors in park.
Beacon off. Seatbelt sign off. And all the lights are off there. We'll get ourselves on ground power here. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that flight there. Let me jump outside here for a second. We'll take a look around at the airport really quick. I've just got to turn down the volume a little bit. Otherwise it'll get too loud. As we shut down here. A nice little payware airport here for Marseille, Provence. Modeled very nicely with a lot of good ground texture and really good performance too. So you can see it's not really hitting my performance at all that I could tell. You got your cargo area down here. Even got a little bit, got a couple little pleasure aircraft, water craft. I meant to say here. See the guys taxiing out for takeoff right there. I hope you enjoyed that flight. Little quick one here in the Airbus. I'm looking forward to getting my my new joystick and throttle quadrant, and then we'll be heading out of this airport some more. Like I said, hopefully on Wednesday we'll be heading out to. We'll see. We'll do a hop out there to. I'm guessing maybe Zurich or Geneva. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'm going to go do my train video right now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.